morning, everybody from Connecticut. We've been having a couple of very cool days in the 50s after an intense period of heat and dryness. But it's a lovely morning, and I'm going to gather another herb this morning. Today I want to focus on lemon balm, Melissa officinalis. This is lemon balm right here. Lemon balm, another member of the mint family. Gotta pick one. Like most of the mints, it has leaves opposite, a square stem. It is a perennial, and it is a decidedly wonderfully smelling plant. The leaves basically smell and taste like lemon, kind of a mild lemon. However, it is distinctly lemon compared to all other kinds of mints. And this is a great morning to gather some. Most herbs should be gathered in the morning when the dew is gone, but before it gets too hot. Lemon balm makes a delicious tea using room temperature or cooler water, brewed over a longer period of time. It's delicious in salads. It's great sticking right in your mouth and chewing it up. It's used in many medicinal formulas, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. This is lemon balm. Easy to grow. Most people have it who are gardening with any intensity. It does spread gently by root, but mostly sends seed, so you always have plenty of it. I can't get enough of it personally, and I'll be harvesting this all season and making a variety of things, but primarily tea, for iced tea, and we'll do that in this film later. So I'm going to gather a bunch of lemon balm leaves this morning to make a cold brew tea, and this is a great time. I'm going to trim it. It won't hurt it. It'll just branch out more, make more leaves, and I'll keep trimming it like this all the way through the flowering season whenever I want more, and the plant will just get wider and wider. It doesn't mind being pruned at all. I'm going to fill up this jar part way and then add water, and I'm going to let it sit for as much as 8 hours, or often I'll do this overnight, and then I'll have lemon balm tea that I will strain, and then we'll drink throughout the day as a room temperature tea or an iced tea. And you can always enhance it a little by adding more lemon. So lemon balm is an herb that is mentioned throughout all of written history. It presumably was introduced to the Britons by the Romans. It goes back in terms of written material about it way beyond probably Culpeper, who wrote about it extensively in 1650s. And throughout time, every herb book includes something about lemon balm. It has many uses, like so many herbs. It is often used to help people relax. It's a calming kind of herb, helps with anxiety. At the same time, it helps with an anxious stomach, so it's become an herb to use in tummy formulas. It is used as a very mild pain reliever in some formulas. It's got uses virtually for every part of the body. We just like the taste of it. However, I do put it in some of the tea blends that I make for nighttime sleep. The key thing about lemon balm, whether you're using it in cooking or in medicinal things that you develop or in teas, is that you don't want a lot of heat, because the oils in this are highly volatile. You lose the flavor if you use too much heat. So it's not uncommon to see lemon balm, again, made as a cold brew tea, but also used in formulas like electuaries, which are herbs combined with honey. That's a fun thing to make, by the way. It's often used in vinegar with a bunch of other ingredients to make a flavorful vinegar. So the key to it, even though you can dry it and use it in hot tea formulas, you do lose some of the value of it when heat is applied. Best thing to do is to consume it throughout your entire growing season, and that's what I'm going to do today. Okay, so I've added water from my tap. Now we have a well, so the tap water is good for making tea like this. I just covered the leaves. This is going to sit for a bunch of hours today. On a sunny day, I put it outside in the sun, and we'll brew it as a sun tea all day. It can be brewed overnight in a full moon and add some extra magic to it. I'm just going to share some of the things that Annie McIntyre, one of my other favorite teachers, some of the things that she says about the plant. Melissa officinalis is the botanical name. Melissa is the Greek word for bee, And it was said that this was planted around beehives to draw the bees in. And I have to say that when this plant flowers, there are lots of bees. I don't have honeybees, so I can't speak to that, but that's apparently a long history of use as a drawing plant, bringing pollinators, especially bees. The lemon balm was, I think I mentioned earlier, brought to Britain by the Romans, and it eventually made it over here because the people who immigrated to this country brought with them everything they loved. Lemon balm was something they loved. There are references to this being used by Oxford students to increase their study abilities, releasing the heaviness from excessive studying. That's sort of interesting. It was used by the Carmelite nuns to make Carmelite tea that promoted longevity. We can all use a little longevity in our lives, right? Today we mostly use it as a nervous system tonic to help lift mild depression, calm anxiety and tension, and to help with restful sleep. However, some people believe it can help improve concentration for studying. Internally, it definitely has an affinity for the digestive system, and it's very soothing for irritation and inflammation in any part of the body, but especially the digestive system. And especially when there's a stress-related disorder that's affecting the digestive system. It's said to calm the heart and release or improve spasms in the reproductive system that are causing pain. It can relieve symptoms of PMS, and if taken prior to childbirth, it's said to ease the pain of childbirth, and actually is a reference here to it being able to help with afterbirth. Haven't used it for any of those, but that's interesting. And some people add it to their formulas for allergies. Again, don't overheat it, and you'll get the properties of it. And if you dry it, rehydrate it with room temperature water. Try not to use hot or boiling water. You will lose some of the properties of it. Lemon Balm and Annie McIntyre. This is one of my favorite books. It covers all the herbs that you would want in your basic medicinal herb garden. I will leave a link to this book in the description, and with most of my future videos, you'll see links to books to make it easier for you to get your hands on them. And these teachers, they are the best.